Hi there, food friends. It's Kevin.
And Marianne behind the camera.
And welcome to Cavalcade of Food. And, Mare, we are going to make something today that I saw when I was doing one of my cookbook videos a few weeks back. I was doing the Farm Journal Cookbooks. And I was showing everybody, all the many Farm Journal cookbooks that were printed over the years. Anyways, as I was going through and showing this one, which is the Country Fair cookbook, it's a cookbook with recipes that won blue ribbons at country fairs, I saw a recipe for pineapple bars, specifically pineapple oatmeal bars. And I said, oh, I'm bookmarking this, and I'm so making these. Well, now we're making them, honey, okay?
Okay.
And you know who loves pineapple?
You.
This guy, okay? So I didn't have to talk myself into this recipe very hard. So basically, it's a pineapple oatmeal bar, and the crust of the bars, the bottom layer is made with oats, okay? So to that end, honey, I have got a cup and a quarter here of quick cooking oats, okay?
Okay.
Rolled oats. We're going to put that in the bowl. Then I've got a half a cup here of brown sugar. And when we measure brown sugar, we
pack it.
See? So there it is. So we're going to put that brown sugar in here. Then I have got a little bit of flour, just a half a cup of flour. And I've got a quarter teaspoon of salt and a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, okay? And we're going to sprinkle that in. Now what we want to do is we kind of want to mix all this stuff up. I've got a stick of butter here that I'm going to cut into this. But first, let me combine all of these dry ingredients around in the bowl, which won't take long. We also really like things that have oats in it, don't we?
Yes.
Yes. And so I thought, wow. And it's a fairly straightforward recipe. You asked me earlier, Mayor, if I needed to get a mixer, and I said, nope. We can do this all by hand, which I love these kind of uncomplicated recipes. All right, I would say our dry ingredients are pretty well combined. Now let's put in this, and I'm going to cut it in. If you didn't have a pastry blender, which is what this tool is, then you could certainly use a couple of knives. And basically, we just want to get this butter cut up and kind of mixed into the dry ingredients. Honey, I'm going to keep doing this. We'll come back when I've got this all cut in and ready to go into the baking dish. So, Mare, I've got this crumbled up, okay, cut in, and it just took a few minutes. Again, use your pastry blender. If you don't have one of these, they're not expensive. They're a good tool to have, especially if you do a lot of baking. Again, you could have used 2 knives, or, you can even do it by hand. The only problem with that is we're warm. We're hot stuff, baby. And hot stuff coming through, like my apron here from my friend Marla. But it will melt the butter, your hands being warm, okay? So it's better to use a couple knives or a pastry cutter. Now, this calls for an 11 by 7 baking dish. This is an old size, okay? You don't see these called for very often. But when it comes to old sizes, honey, I've got them all, don't I?
Yes.
Because I've got the vintage stuff. If you've got an 11 by 7 at home somewhere tucked away, use it. If you don't worry about it, okay? A 9 by 13 would be a little too big, okay? You could do it, the bars would be thin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So 11 by 7, let's do the math. 11 times 7 is
77.
77. So if you didn't have this, I would say use a 9 by 9 square
81.
pan. 81. Gets you pretty close, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you used an 8 by 8, bang.
64.
See, sister's a little calculator here. 64, you'd have thicker bars, okay? 9 by 9 would be closest to this, okay, in terms of sort of common modern or contemporary baking dish sizes, all right? So, but I got an 11 by 7, and so, doggone it, I'm going to use it. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in our crust mixture here, and we're going to spread it around. So my measuring cups, well, I have a lot of them, but the ones I use a lot are these old Foley stainless steel measuring cups, and I love these. If you ever see a set at a thrift store or a sale, pick them up. You will like them. They're nice and flat on the top, easy for level measuring. They're sturdy, okay? But the best part is, see this flat bottom there?
Yeah.
It's great for doing this. I'm going to use this to press in and press down this crust. Again, you could use your hands, and there's nothing wrong with that. I wash my hands thoroughly before I start working in the kitchen, don't I, Mare?
Yes, you do.
We're very particular about that. Okay, but I'm going to use this to press it down. It does a fairly good job. Gives you just a little bit larger press down area, say, than your fingertips. Okay, I think that's good. Scrape that off. Let me put that over here in the corner. All right, so now we got something that looks like this, okay? So this is going to be our base coat, or our base crust. So now, these are pineapple oatmeal bars. We got the oatmeal part done. Let me get some of this stuff moved around, and we'll come back and we'll start on the pineapple part of this recipe, which will be the top part. And for that, we need to do a little cooking on the stove. Okay, so let's cook the filling. We're going to start, Mare, over here I had a can of crushed pineapple, just a standard 20-ounce can, okay? And I poured it in this sieve, and we've drained it out. So now we just have the pineapple. And that pineapple juice is going to be delicious in a little drink. That's for later. Okay? So we've got our pineapple in. I've got a half a cup of half and half. You could also use milk if you wanted to. If you had whole milk, even better. I've got a tablespoon of cornstarch. That'll help kind of thicken things up. I've got a half a cup of sugar and 1 egg yolk. All right? It's all going in the pot. Break that yolk up. And I'm going to stir this together. And basically, we're going to heat this until it gets nice and thick. And of course, the cornstarch, the egg yolk, these will help thicken this and make it kind of nice and rich. And then once it's at that stage, we're going to pour it over our oatmeal bottom layer. I've got the oven preheating 375 degrees. That's going to be the baking temperature. So, okay, honey, we'll come back when this is at just where we want it.
Okay.
All right, honey. Look how thick this has gotten.
That's very thick.
Yep. So, it really needed to come up to a low little simmer, start bubbling, and then it gets to full thickening. Okay, I'm going to take this off the heat. Let me get a spatula, and we will get it in our baking dish. All right, so Mare, now what we're going to do is we're going to pour this filling here over our crust. Want to get it all out. Okay. Then we will just kind of spread it evenly over the top. It smells nice and pineapple-y. If you had any, I didn't think of it, a nice touch would have been, when we make fruit cake, we get that candied pineapple.
Yes.
You could put some of that on the top for decoration. That would be nice, too. Okay. All right. So, our oven is at 375 degrees, and it's going to go in for about 30 minutes, and then we'll check it. Well, it's been 32 minutes or so. Smells good in here, doesn't it, Mare?
Yes, it does.
Ooh, okay. Oh yeah. The bottom crust is nice and golden brown around the edge. Now, how beautiful is that? So, yep, beautiful. So what we're going to have to do, Mare, is we're going to have to now start the long journey into waiting until it is cool enough that we can cut and sample. So, anyways, that's fine. We got other things to do, and so we may even take this along with us, honey, and try it out after it's cooled down, okay?
Okay.
All right, looking forward to trying these. Well, it's cooled off now, honey, and here it is. And we are going to cut into this. I'm going to go around the edge just quickly here. And if you remember, we sprayed it with some nonstick spray. Okay. I'm going to cut through, and I'm going to get a corner here. Let's see if I can get under there. Uh-huh. Okay. So, basically, you have that wonderful kind of oat bottom with the pineapple top. Looks good, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, you could eat this like a cookie, you know. I'm using a fork. I'm trying to keep it classy. Mmm. Mmm. Well, I knew I would like anything pineapple, but is this ever good? The bottom part has got a wonderful oatmeal, oaty flavor. You got the butter. Yeah, it's almost like a little kind of a cookie. And then the top. A real smooth, almost silky kind of pineapple topping. Delish. Well, I'd give it a blue ribbon. Very good. So, I am so glad that I tried this, and I'll definitely make it again. Certainly scratches that pineapple. That pineapple itch. If you've got a pineapple lover in your house, this is going to be something they would really like. So, anyways, Mare, let's remind our friends that the recipe for this is in the description, right?
Below the description.
Right, below the video, in the description. Let's tell them about that website.
Cavalcadefood.com.
That is the website, cavalcadefood.com. We'll thank our friends for watching us. I'll thank my sister for working the camera.
You're welcome.
And everybody be well, and we'll see you again real soon, right back here on Cavalcade of Food. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.